We're talking about the iceberg principle. It's quite cool. All right, here's the thing. When you're looking at an iceberg, you really only see a little bit on the top, but that's not what's actually there. That's about 10%. If like the iceberg's this, that's the part you see above water. 90% is underneath the water, and that's the dangerous part. Now, in the effect of this iceberg habitude, the iceberg is your leadership. The 10% you see is your skill. 90% is your character. Now, the ice we see can also be counted as your image. That's what people see. It's what you portray. Because it doesn't really matter who someone is inside. Even a not very capable actor can make you believe they're a completely different person. So the 10% doesn't always matter for much. Yeah, but it's the ice under the water that can sink you. Now, first thing, what is skill? Skill is what you can do. It's the talents you have, the way you use them, and the way you use your experience that you have for those skills. And character is what's underneath your image. It's a combination of 4 things. Self-discipline, which is your ability to do what's right. Your core values, which is the principles you have that enable you to take a moral stand. Your sense of identity. This is who you are. I think it also can be called your personality. In your emotional security. This is your capability to be emotionally stable and constant. That means no wild mood swings or jumping on top of roofs, beating your chest like King Kong and screaming. That would be unstable. And computer's acting funny. Now what does this mean? Skill is important. You're not going to put some idiot who can't do anything in charge of a megachurch. That'd be a bad idea. And skill does draw crowds. So there are times when you have to draw crowds. But it's not what builds. Character is what builds something that lasts. Because if you can't lead yourself, if you don't have the character to be able to lead yourself in the way you should go, you have no business trying to train others. Because you're just going to end up screwing them up horribly because you don't have the capabilities to stand by your own morals. Yeah. And if you're merely just skillful, you're going to be like ice. You're going to melt when things get too hot.
That was good.
And there are things that characters does build. It builds credibility. If you're have character, people are going to think better of you. They're going to think, well, hey, that guy's not going to steal $5 million from me. I like him. It's going to earn respect because if some scuzzball walks off the street and does scummy things, you're not going to respect him. You're probably going to call the police, have him shipped off somewhere. Also, character also creates consistency. If you have strong character, you are going to tend to do the same thing over and over. And that same thing you'd be doing would be the right things. And also, character earns trust. If someone keeps taking my wallet when I'm not looking, I'm not going to trust them around my wallet. It'd be foolish. Why does that keep happening? Sorry, technical difficulties. All right. Now everyone has leadership ability. It just is different sizes. Now your leadership ability usually has the potential to lead you further than your character can take you. I mean, the greater your gifts, the more effort you have to build your character in. Because, as I said, it doesn't matter how great you are. If you don't have the character to back it up, you're going to fall. And you're going to fall hard. Yeah. And also, when leaders' integrity cannot keep up with their character, that's when get in trouble. Such as, the pastors of gigantic churches or televangelists, they look so great, and then they discover they've been doing stuff behind the scenes because they did not work at building their character. They just worked at building their ministry, which is not a bad thing, but they need the character to back up that ministry. And also, you got to check, because no matter how many gifts they are, that doesn't mean that they're as mature as their gifts would suggest. Because there's no correlation between gifts and maturity. And also, in these leaders, as I said, they look great, but that doesn't mean they have the character. They could just be talented. Now, but even when we have those kind of leaders. Cool thing is, God will still use them. Like, some guy Sean was talking about the other day who was found out doing some stuff, but his evangelism still reached a whole bunch of people in just wonderful ways that he couldn't have seen with where he was at the moment, but God still used it. But that is where the principle of the commitment to integrity can be easily eroded by love of progress came in. He was getting so excited, he was getting all progressing, he was getting pretty cool, and then his morals were starting to fall out the window. That's a very dangerous trap. We have to make sure we do not fall into it. Now, it was also tempting because he really loved his ministry. It was great, he was doing great, but it was starting to outweigh how much he loved God. Because if this is